The following is a presentation of Muddy River News.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad, and joining me today, DOB is in the house. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. You gotta get excited. We got a double dose of DOB today.
So much that you need two segments, not just
That's
one.
right.
Better Business Bureau info today.
Well, and I was going to say, not all heroes wear capes. Some don the title of Regional Director of Better Business Bureau, right?
If you'd like to be a superhero, I'll take it.
Hey, yeah. I feel like today I'm in a good mood. So, yeah, there you go. So, and while you are the superhero of scams, it's unfortunate that we do have to talk about this stuff, but I love informing people. I love talking about it because even bringing awareness is a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And today we're talking about a multitude of things that I've seen, you've seen, on Facebook, anywhere really that scams are happening. Mm-hmm. One big one, crowdfunding, more popularly well known as GoFundMe. I know there are other platforms, but it's basically campaigns from people you know, people you don't know, asking for money for some kind of tragic event, health concerns, along those lines, right?
Yep.
Okay. So and I did a little bit of digging. There's probably more than two types, but there's like a donation base, which is what I just talked about. And then there's like an investment one, right? And I don't know, maybe you can help me clarify this, but I've seen things where it's like, buy a ticket or buy 6 chances to win this car.
Yep.
Is that along the same lines?
Yeah, I mean, you
okay.
can have those. You see sometimes you see raffles for the local kid baseball team or something like that. There are all kinds of raffles that happen, usually tied in with some type of non-profit organization. And
sure.
We don't hear a lot of complaints about that at BBB. What we do hear about is what you're talking about with the crowd, in the wake of some type of horrific weather event or some type of, if you've had someone tragically pass away or they got into some kind of automobile accident or something like that.
Right.
That's where we see that's where we can see some fraudulent activity.
Right. And I know they tug at your heartstrings, which mm-hmm. is like, sometimes I kind of call it moral narcissism, which I know sounds crappy, but it is. It's like you want to do good things. So you do what you can. And this makes it easy because it pops up on your social media and it's like, donate now. Well, you read the story. Hopefully you're reading the story. I know back when like the tsunami, and then there was that earthquake in Chile, I think. Yep. And there were all of these things floating around. And it's like, I can't not donate if I see it, even if it's like $5, $10. Mm-hmm. How do I know that I donated to a fund or a cause that is actually going to give this money to these victims?
So there's a couple things. It's getting a lot easier to find out and funnel your hard-earned money to good charities, good organizations. Okay. That's what we want to do. There used to be a time when the GoFundMes of the world and those other type of crowdfunding sources, they didn't verify any types of campaigns that were put together.
Okay.
Anybody could, and believe it or not, people did this, in the fact of a tsunami. They would say that, I have people who have been affected by this. They would take photos off of the internet from the tragedy. They'd put up their own thing, and then they'd collect the money, even though they had no connection at all to that. Now we're seeing GoFundMe in particular is being a little bit better about vetting some of their campaigns.
Okay.
I know that recent. You hate to see the mass shootings that we have in America, but a lot of times there are the GoFundMes that are popped up after that to help the people who have been victimized. I know that when Uvalde happened, what was that last year? That there were verified accounts that you could go to and give money to. Of course, the easiest thing to do if you want to make sure that your money is going to a good place is to find a charity that you know.
Right.
The Better Business Bureau does have a charity arm called the Wise Giving Alliance,
okay,
where we verify and we accredit charities. So if you see that Better Business Bureau logo with that charity, you know that money is going to go to a good spot. There are 20 standards that every charity that's accredited by the Better Business Bureau has to achieve. One of those is that at least 65% of all money they take goes to program services.
Okay.
That means that they just can't put all the money in their pocket and give it to their CEO. They actually have to give money and help whatever that might be, whether it's, cancer charity, veterans charity, whatever it might be. 65 cents of every dollar is going to help the actual
the cause.
The actual cause.
Okay.
Red Cross, Salvation Army, if you're in those spots where you see some type of natural disaster, if you want a safe place to go with your money, those types of trusted charities are the great place to go. But as you said earlier, sometimes something shows up on my social media and you see these heart-wrenching stories of people who've been affected by things. And it might not even be a tsunami. It might be, the father of 3 who, was working and got rear-ended in traffic in St. Louis or whatever and is now paralyzed.
Yeah.
And you want to help him.
Yeah.
That is another thing that you really have to vet that out to make sure that it's someone from that family who is actually taking that money.
Right. And that it should be visible on the actual campaign, right?
It should be. But I'm not familiar with if GoFundMe's going to go actually give a verification mark to that type of thing.
Right.
That's where you have to go look at it and you have to kind of figure out, okay, who shared this in my social media? Mm-hmm. Do I think they have anything to do with these people who are actually...
And who's donated? Because I know that you can see, a lot of times it can be anonymous, but I know you can see some of the donors, and if you know them, it's probably more likely that it's legit. That's not saying that it is, because it all, if it's floating around social media for a while, who knows who's donating? But it just really sucks that people use that kind of stuff and pull on people's heartstrings like myself and yours and so many people who just want to help, but you got to really be aware and know what you're actually donating to. And like you said, I do totally agree that, especially in cases of natural disasters, the Red Cross is always legit.
You've got big places you can go. It's those individuals things that I talked about for the the fictitious accident that I put together is where you really have to dig a little bit more to make sure, okay, I want to give what I can to these people who are hurting right now, but at the same time, you want to make sure that it's somebody who's legitimate who's taking that in.
Absolutely. So due diligence, as always, is what we say, right? And then speaking of social media, I know that I'm not alone here when I've experienced, of course, another thing that tugs on my heartstrings, animals. Mm-hmm. And I've seen lost dog, help this hurt dog. And then you go look at the Facebook page of the share, and it's obvious it's either a bot or somebody from a foreign country who's just trying to get shares, or I don't even understand the purpose of why they would want that to happen.
Yeah. So what happens? We've been seeing a lot more of this. We've actually seen this happen in Quincy and Hannibal in the last 3 or 4 months.
Yes.
Where they will put out this fictitious lost dog or lost person. And what they want to do is they want Ashley to share that because they want you to think, oh my gosh, we need to reunite this pup with its people.
Right.
We all want to do that. So then what'll happen is they'll put that on a local buy-sell trade group or some type of local, if the group itself is public, that means anybody in the world can post onto that public page. So if you have a local Facebook group, the better thing for people that are involved is to have that as a private group. And you have to actually answer some type of question in order to be part of the group. But if it's a public group, anybody in the world can post. And that's where we get these things popping up. Where you see, we've got this person who lost their dog, and they always do, for whatever reason, hashtag Quincy or hashtag Hannibal, which is kind of weird. And then what they do is they keep that up for several hours, and then once they get enough shares, and what they do is they also turn comments off. So you can't comment that, hey,
you can't
this
say
guy's a scam. Because if you put you just click your name, if you click that person's name who posted it, you should be able to go to their profile and see what they're friends. If they, Quincy's a little fishbowl. And Hannibal is, and all everywhere we live around here has its own little, obviously communities. And we're so small that you're going to have a Facebook friend.
Mutual friends.
Yes, in common with that. If you don't have that, that's another
red flag.
Red flag. And so what happens is they have that fake dog, that fake lost dog. Several hours after that, they'll change it to some type of, hey, if you want free money for groceries, go here and click on this. And while you're not doing anything wrong by sharing that lost dog, by you not literally looking into seeing who posted it, you're now exposing your friends group to possibly, going down that whatever road they want them to go down with giving away their information. If they're, get free money or get something. We all want something for nothing.
I know,
and that's what they're eventually going to offer someone. But they're going to, in the process, try to get money out of them or try to get their personal information out of them.
Yeah, but we're going to come back and talk more about this because there are things to look out for, and we do have a couple tips, but we're going to take a quick break, and you're going to stick around, right?
I'm not going anywhere.
All right, we'll be right back.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
A great night's sleep starts at Harvey's Furniture. Check out the large selection of complete bedroom sets. And when it comes to mattresses, we have a full selection from Bemco, Spring Air, and Chatham & Wells. Harvey's Furniture, our home, your home.
What kind of shows will you see on Muddy River Gems each month? The same award-winning storytelling from Mark McDonald and crew that you enjoyed for nearly 20 years on PBS. Muddy River Gems with host Mark McDonald. A new episode every month online from Muddy River News.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan-favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday.
Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
Quincy Warehouse Bargains is your Quincy home improvement store. It's the only store of its kind in the Quincy area. We offer flooring, mattresses, area rugs, dining sets, couches, appliances, and much more. And have more products to come so we can better serve the Quincy and tri-state community. Our staff is ready to help you find what you need to make your house a home. Quincy Warehouse Bargains, 4100 North 24th Street, Quincy.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center.
Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy. And welcome back. I am here with D.O.B. and he didn't leave. Thank you for sticking around.
I would never leave you.
Thank you. I always enjoy talking about this stuff, but it is just it's so unfortunate and it's so prevalent anymore. And even, so we were just talking about, of course, we're talking about scams. We're talking about doing your due diligence when it comes to crowdfunding, GoFundMes, social media sharing, and that was kind of where we left off. Social media sharing, especially these scammers who are posting, pictures of lost pets, people, and then we share it, and then as you were explaining, they take you down a separate rabbit hole of, hey, give us this information and we'll give you free money or whatever it is that, so it's not just sharing animal photos. And I will say, even some of my most intelligent friends have fallen victim to this. So it's very easy to fall into that trap because we do all want to do good things, right? But one tip would be, before you share it, have you checked out the Facebook profile page? Because 9 times out of 10, as you were saying, if it's legit, you're going to see more than one friend. You're going to see some about information. You're going to see more than one mutual friend, most likely, because as you said, Quincy is a fishbowl, and a small fishbowl at that, and we all generally tend to know one another. So if you look at the Facebook profile page and you don't see those aspects of it, probably not legit. Don't share it.
You can also tell if you're in one of those groups, it tells you how long that person's been a member of that group.
There you go.
Following that group.
Yep.
And a lot of times it's their first day or their second day, and that's another thing. So I guess if your overarching tip here is just don't be lazy. Don't just see something and think, oh, that's so sad. Oh, I'm going to share it with my people.
Yep.
Don't do that.
Do your research.
Yeah, again,
and that goes for everything.
Clicks.
Yeah.
What you've just described there can be done in 30 seconds.
100%.
Again, you're not breaking any laws. You're not doing anything morally wrong or anything.
Right.
But it's just that, try to, for the greater good, take a second, step back, and assess the situation before you think, oh, I'm going to share that with my network, because they trust you, especially you people.
Right.
Oh, I actually shared that, for me too. I mean, especially me with the job that I'm in, I have to make sure that I double and triple check things before I put it out.
Oh man, if you shared one of those, I would never let you live it down.
No, I wouldn't.
No. And then who wants to have the comments pop up and be like, this is a scam, quit sharing this crap, blah, blah, because then it just,
they'll come back at you.
Yeah, and then it just makes you feel stupid, and then it's like, duh, I should have done my research. And that goes for everything. Before you share something, do some digging. Don't just share a bunch of BS, because
digging, it sounds like it's a lot of work, but it's not.
It's not.
No.
And you just, make sure something is real before you share it with people who trust you, as you said. And because there's another thing going around that I've seen even some highly intelligent people fall for, and it's like, work from home for $1,400 a week, blah blah blah, and it's posted in these groups, these public domain groups or whatever they are, buy, rent, sell, whatever. But it's almost like it's aimed at people in certain demographics, right? And it's like, sign up, message me for more information on how you can make this amount of money. And it's like, if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah, we've seen employments. We've seen our latest BBB Scam Tracker risk report showed that employment scams rose in 2022. Each year we take a look at our BBB Scam Tracker, which you can find at bbb.org and /scam tracker. And that takes reports from all over North America, including Canada. And again, we saw employment scams on the rise. And again, what they're going to do to you is you have to work hard. I work hard for my money. What was that? Was a song in the 80s?
Yeah, I'm not going to sing it, but I know. Yeah.
Okay, so you need to work hard for your
the
money.
Yeah. Okay, I sang it.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So you're not just going to get free money for doing nothing.
Yeah, it's not. It's just not that easy.
They purport that you can make all this money and work at home and don't really work hard. And there are some. We see a lot of reshipping jobs where you work for a company. They're going to say they're going to pay you like $3,000 a month to do this. And you'll actually do work for them. And what you're doing is you're taking hot goods. They ship, mostly electronics, iPads, iPhones, you name it, computers that were bought by either illegal credit cards or other means. They send it to you. You reship it to someone else. You work for a month, and then you think, oh, when you get my first check, there's no check that comes. They also, and again, if you're a job seeker and you have your information out on the major jobs, if I give a resume on those job boards,
like Indeed or something,
yes, you've really got to be careful, because scammers sit out there and they try to take advantage of people who are desperate for work.
Gosh, it's so crazy that people. I just can't imagine. Just. Get a legit job. I know that's sometimes not as fun as selling hot goods. But
another thing with the employment scams is if you have an interview with a job, and of course a lot of people work remotely now.
Yeah.
And if your only conversation with them is through your cell phone or through some type of messaging app,
red flag.
Huge red flag.
Yep.
Because what we see is they will then send you a check for you to get stuff for your office. They'll send you a check for like $3,000. They'll say, oh, hey, use $1,000 of that to buy stuff, and then send back the rest of it in gift cards. And people will do that.
Yeah.
And that check is no good. It'll bounce like a basketball. You're
already screwed.
Yeah, you're on the hook for all that.
Yeah, and nothing makes me more angry. And there are certain people who fall for it. I mean, certain people who are targeted. I'm not saying fall for it, but there are people who are targeted. But I've seen it affect everyone, right? Social media, online, Zoom, Teams meetings. It just makes everything. It makes it scarier because it's harder to verify.
Yeah.
Right.
And we see a lot of people think of scams that are associated with older people. They think that people 65 and older are gonna be more likely to be scammed.
It's one of the demographics I was talking about, but that's not
true.
Not the
When
case
you talk
anymore.
about especially with these employment scams, we see people 18 to 34
Yep.
who are really affected by that because, again, they don't have the they don't have the
experience.
Experience is a good word, and they just are.
They're hopeful.
Oh, hey, that sounds good.
They're
I'm going to
hopeful.
sit in my living room, repackage these things, and send it out, and get $3,000 while I sit here and play Xbox. That's not going to be the.
I wish it were that easy.
Right?
Yeah, I wish.
Not.
It's just not, and that's unfortunate. And all of these scams, all of the all the things you have to look out for anymore. It is unfortunate, but trust but verify. Right? Yep. Don't let everything make you cynical, but be aware. Do your due diligence. Do some homework before you share. Especially before you message anybody or give any personal information away. I mean, definitely do your homework before that. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, get a hold of DOB if you have questions.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of information on our website at bbb.org.
Okay.
We've got all kinds of information on all the stuff we talked about, all these different scams.
Yeah.
In the employment realm of things, if you are dealing with a business and you want to go to work for them, look up their BBB profile, see if they're actually see what their rating is. And another thing is to actually reach out to that business. Say, hey, I got a report about you guys having this job. Is this really legitimate?
Sure.
And believe it or not, that just that one little thing will save people a lot of headache.
I bet. Also tuning into Muddy River News when DOB's on because you're just full of the hot tips and I love it. Yeah, awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming in. It was fun. I love the double dose. And until next time, thank you so much.
Muddy River News. Our home, our news.